Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. We are discussing about who is Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita. In the 4th chapter, 8th verse, Krishna reveals 3 reasons for his advent into this material world in every yuga, in every millennium. He says he appears in every millennium for 3 purposes. In order to deliver the pious, the second purpose is to annihilate the demons and to re-establish the principles of religion. So, the pastimes that Krishna performs when he appears in this world are clearly indicative of his unique position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In every respect, Krishna is the Supreme. Of course, there are some activities which Krishna performs as if he is duty bound when he appears in this world. For example, when Krishna appeared as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, they were imprisoned by Kamsa. So Krishna appeared in the prison house of Kamsa's palace. And Vasudeva and Devaki, they were anxious to protect the baby Krishna. So, in response to their desire to protect the child, Krishna directed Vasudeva to hide him in Gokula. Accordingly, Vasudeva took baby Krishna to Gokula, and Krishna was growing up in Gokula, and afterwards Krishna came to Mathura. So when he came to Mathura, he had to actually free his parents from the torture, from the atrocities of Kamsa. So Krishna had to actually kill Kamsa. And after that, the parents, Vasudeva and Devaki, were very much relieved. And then Krishna and Balaram, both of them, they remained in Mathura. So Vasudeva thought, my son has been away, my sons, in fact both Krishna and Balaram, have been away, and they never went to a proper Gurukul. They were not properly trained, they are not educated, they've simply been in some village and they were just doing some cow herding. So Vasudeva was very much anxious that Krishna and Balaram have to go to Gurukul. So Krishna and Balaram, according to the desire of Vasudeva, they were sent to the Gurukul of Sandipani Muni. But even in the Gurukul of Sandipani Muni, Krishna and Balaram both exhibited their position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead who was incarnated in those forms. How did they exhibit their supreme position? Krishna and Balaram, 64 days and 64 nights, they studied 64 different subjects or arts, and they mastered it within 64 days. In the daytime, Sandipani Muni will teach them a particular subject, and night they will practice and they will become expert in that particular subject. Like this, 64 days and nights, they completed their education. And Sandipani Muni also, knowing very well that Krishna is not an ordinary boy or ordinary son of an ordinary Kshatriya, he actually, when Krishna offered to give some Guru Dakshina, then Sandipani Muni thought, let me ask Krishna for something extraordinary. Sandipani Muni's son was actually drowned in the ocean, so he had lost his son. So he requested Krishna that I want my son back. So Krishna actually retrieved the son of Sandipani Muni, who was drowned in the ocean, and returned that son of Sandipani Muni back to the father. The son was retrieved by Krishna. So such things are possible only for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's not possible for anyone else. So in spite of sometimes exhibiting some activities which seem like Krishna and Balaram are also duty bound to perform some obligatory duties, but actually they are not at all obligated. They are completely free. They are the Lord's, and many of their activities clearly bring out their position as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this killing of Kamsa and Kamsa's demoniac associates, that was not possible for anybody else. All the devatas, they were unable to reduce the burden of the earth when Mother Earth went and complained to Brahma that the earth has become overburdened by the defense forces of these demoniac kings. So Brahma prayed to the Supreme Lord that nobody is able to relieve this burden of the earth. None of the devatas, none of the saintly persons, none of the rishis, nobody is able to relieve the burden of the earth. Therefore, the Supreme Lord personally incarnated, appeared as Krishna and Balaram to reduce the burden of the earth. So Krishna, when he killed Kamsa and Kamsa's associates, that establishes Krishna's supreme position. Krishna studying in the Gurukul of Sandipani Muni establishes Krishna's supreme position. Krishna giving Guru Dakshina to Sandipani Muni establishes Krishna's supreme position. Similarly, this pastime that we are discussing in the previous session, you heard the story of Bhaumasura, one very powerful demon who had kidnapped so many princesses, and that Bhaumasura was actually holding them captive, 16,100 princesses. And he had also occupied the playground of the Devatas, a portion of the Mandara mountain, and he had stolen the earrings of Aditi, the mother of Indra. He had stolen the umbrella from Varuna, the umbrella on the throne of Varuna. So in this way, he was a big nuisance for all the Devatas, and they were unable to do anything to subdue him. So therefore, Krishna, when he received the complaint from Indra, Krishna personally actually decided to deliver this Bhaumasura. and in that way satisfy the devatas. So after Bhaumasura was delivered by Krishna, then Mother Earth, who is the mother of Bhaumasura. You see, this is another incongruity, that Mother Earth is a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord, and her son happens to be a demon, especially this Bhaumasura. Generally, children are devotees, but sometimes it happens that devotees' children are demons, because there are two kinds of natures, Daiva Swabhava and Asuri Swabhava. So sometimes it happens that in a family there will be some family members of Daiva Swabhava and one or more other family members who will be of Asuri Swabhava, like Prahlad Maharaj and Hiranyakashipu, or Devaki and Kamsa. You see, opposite natures. In any case, when Krishna kills a demon, the demon is purified of all sinful reactions and the demon is also liberated. So when Krishna delivered this Bhaumasura, Mother Earth came to Lord Krishna and offered wonderful prayers. So continuing the prayers that were offered by Mother Earth, she prays, "Your soft and delicate lotus feet are always worshipped by your unalloyed devotees." Unalloyed devotees means pure devotees. The pure devotees always worship the lotus feet of Krishna. Now, what is the special thing about Krishna's lotus feet? It is described that there is some nectar in Krishna's lotus feet that only such devotees are able to taste. Krishna himself sometimes becomes very eager to taste that nectar of his lotus feet, which devotees are always tasting. So in his form as Bala Mukunda, when he gave darshan to Markandeya Rishi, Markandeya Rishi saw at the time of devastation the Supreme Lord who appeared in an island in the water of devastation on a banyan leaf. He was lying down in a particular island and he was sucking his toe. So why was he sucking his toe? Because the Supreme Lord wanted to taste what is that nectar that my devotees are tasting when they render service to my lotus feet. So Krishna himself as Bala Mukunda was tasting that nectar of his feet. So that nectar is always relished by the pure devotees who worship Krishna's lotus feet, render service to Krishna's lotus feet. It is also said here by Mother Earth, those lotus feet pacify their lotus-like hearts. The devotees' hearts are always peaceful. They are always satisfied simply by rendering service to Krishna. Contrast this with material existence. In the material existence, people do serve somebody else or people do some work, but their work they do or some service they render to somebody else does not completely pacify their heart. It always leaves them with some dissatisfaction, some lamentation, and it also creates sometimes a hankering. So Krishna describes in the Bhagavad Gita the characteristic of those who become self-realized. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. If one becomes self-realized, one realizes the supreme absolute truth as Brahman, then Krishna says, Prasannatma, immediately they become joyful. Immediately they become joyful. And such a joyful state, the self-realized souls, Brahman-realized souls, those who have realized the absolute truth as Brahman, they are always joyful. They are always joyful. And na shochati na kankshati. They don't hanker for anything, neither they lament about any loss. Which means that in the material existence, everyone is either lamenting about some loss from the past experience, or they are hankering for some getting something that they are lacking. In the future, they hope to acquire something or get something. So always this lamentation and hankering is there in the heart of every person in material existence. Unlike such people in material existence, the devotees who are always engaged in devotional service to the Supreme Lord, they experience no hankering or lamentation. They are free from hankering and lamentation. Na sochati na kankshati. So, that is being described here by Mother Earth, that the lotus feet of Krishna pacifies the lotus-like hearts of the pure devotees. Krishna always pleases his devotees. Devotees in turn always want to please Krishna by their service. So it is reciprocal. Krishna wants to please his devotees, devotees want to please Krishna. It is a very loving and caring and nice, sweet relationship between the Lord and his devotees. So therefore, Mother Earth says, I therefore repeatedly offer my respectful obeisances unto you. So such a personality as Krishna is worthy of all our respects. If at all there is anybody who is worshipable, it is the Supreme Lord Krishna. If at all there is somebody who is worthy of our respect, it is the Supreme Lord Krishna. So therefore, Bhumi Devi is telling, I offer my respectful obeisances to you repeatedly. Further she prays, you possess all beauty, strength, fame, property, knowledge and renunciation. Now, this 6 opulences are there to an unlimited degree in the Supreme Lord Krishna. Therefore, he is also called Bhagavan. Bhagavan means the Supreme Personality who has 6 opulences to an unlimited degree. So what are those 6 opulences? That is what is being enumerated by Mother Earth in this prayer. Beauty, strength, fame, property, knowledge and renunciation. Beauty, Krishna is the reservoir of all beauty. Krishna himself has unlimited beauty. And anybody else who possesses beauty are getting that beauty from Krishna, because Krishna is the reservoir of all beauty. So they derive whatever beauty anybody possesses, they derive from Krishna. Similarly, strength also. All strength, Krishna is the reservoir of all strength. Krishna possesses unlimited strength, and he also provides the strength to everyone else who may be in need or who qualify to have some strength according to their pious activities. Especially in this material world, the living beings who are engaged in different activities, according to the pious credits that they accumulate, they are provided with different opulences of Krishna to different degrees. Like everyone has some strength, but How much strength they possess depends on how much pious credits they have accumulated through performing pious activities in this world. Similarly, wealth also. Different people have different quantities of wealth, but the wealth they possess actually belongs to Krishna, and they may possess some wealth depending on how much punya they have accumulated by performing punya karma. So everyone's opulence is dependent on their punya within this material world. What about the devotees? How much opulences do they possess? Devotees are not in need of any opulences. Devotees always seek the pleasure of Krishna. They want to please Krishna by their devotional service to Krishna. And Krishna in turn arranges through his internal potency called Yogamaya. Krishna arranges for Yogamaya to supply whatever the needs of the devotees. Krishna himself gets all his whatever he may require from Yogamaya. So Yogamaya is always supplying Krishna and his pure devotees with whatever their needs are, simply if they desire to get something. They simply have to desire. Sankalpa. They make a sankalpa, immediately whatever they desired will be provided by Yogamaya. So, devotees are not in need of anything when they are engaged in serving Krishna exclusively. Neither Krishna has to fulfill any desires or any wants. Neither Krishna has any scarcity of anything. No. So therefore, Krishna and his devotees in the spiritual world are simply engaged in activities to please each other. That's all. Further, Bhumi Devi prays, although you are all pervading, you have appeared as the son of Vasudeva. Krishna is all pervading. All pervading means he is present everywhere. He is present everywhere in this world in the form of his energy. Krishna is present everywhere in the form of energy. He has got many categories of energies. One of them is the material energy. In the form of material energy, Krishna is present everywhere in this world as matter. Matter is actually Krishna's material energy, inferior energy. And there is a superior energy of Krishna, the spiritual energy. So the spiritual energy is present in this world in the form of Krishna's marginal energy. Marginal energy is all the living beings, spirit souls. So there are innumerable spirit souls and they are present in every part of the creation. In the earth, in the water, in the air, in the sky, in the heavenly planets, in the earthly planet, in the lower planets, everywhere there are living beings. In this way, Krishna, through his marginal energy, is present everywhere, is all pervading. Matter also is everywhere. Material energy is spread throughout the creation. So in that a form of matter also, or material energy, Krishna is present everywhere. Therefore, Bhumi Devi is praying, although you are all pervading, you have appeared as the son of Vasudeva. So this form of Krishna as the son of Vasudeva is in addition to his presence in this world in his all-pervading energy feature. Energy is spread everywhere. The personality of Godhead doesn't spread himself everywhere, but his energy is present everywhere, spread out everywhere. Just like another example can be given, the sun is in a particular location in the sky, But the sunshine is spread everywhere. The sunshine is the energy of the sun only. Sunshine has got heat and light. But the source is the sun, and it is controlled by the sun god. And the sun god is responsible for supplying heat and light to everyone in every other planet other than the sun planet. So, in that way, the sunshine is all pervading, but the sun planet is in a specific location, localized, and the sun god is residing in the sun planet as the controller, as the personality who is controlling the sun planet and all the affairs of the sun planet. Similarly, Krishna in the form of energy is present everywhere, spread out everywhere. But Krishna as the Paramatma is localized in the heart of every living being, is localized in every atom, is localized in every planet, is localized in every universe, is localized in the causal ocean as Mahavishnu. He is present as Mahavishnu in the causal ocean. So, he is localized like that as Paramatma everywhere, but he is also present as the personality of Godhead in his various incarnations. So, Mother Earth is particularly glorifying the incarnation of the Supreme Lord Krishna as the son of Vasudeva. So she says, although you are all pervading, you have appeared as the son of Vasudeva, which means the supreme absolute truth is all pervading by his energy, is incarnating as Krishna as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki, is present in the spiritual world as Krishna, as Narayana, as Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, so many different forms. So all are the absolute truth. That we have to understand. Please therefore accept my respectful obeisances. So Mother Earth is offering her respectful obeisances. Devotees always are respectful to the Supreme Lord, because his position is the greatest, the supreme, and Krishna also is the well-wisher of everyone. So out of gratitude for Krishna being so kind, devotees also offer obeisances to Krishna. Further, Bhumi Devi prays, you are the original supreme personality of Godhead and the supreme cause of all causes. Krishna is the original supreme person. What is the meaning of original supreme person? He is original because it is he only who is the source of everyone and everything in existence. Krishna only expands in so many different forms. He has got two kinds of expansions. Expansions of his personality are the various forms of Krishna as Narayana, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and all the incarnations in the material world, Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, Narasimha, Vamana, Varaha, Matsya, Kurma, all incarnations which are having the characteristic features of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These are personal expansions. Then there are separated expansions of his energies. For example, his marginal energy is expanded as the living beings. His internal energy is expanded in the spiritual world. The entire spiritual world is constituted of his spiritual energy. So all the spiritual planets, all the spiritual paraphernalia, all the spiritual beings who are of the nature of the internal energy, just like Radharani, the gopis, the queens in Dwaraka, the Lakshmis in the Vaikuntha planet, the elderly gopis who are the mothers of the cowherd boys. Everyone in the spiritual world belongs to the category of the internal energy. Of course, there are other devotees who belong to the category of marginal energy. They are the living beings who are devotees. So there are two kinds of devotees in the spiritual world. Those devotees who belong to the internal energy category and those devotees who belong to the marginal energy category. The living beings who are devotees are in the category of marginal energy. And the other devotees, eternal associates of Krishna, who belong to the category of the internal energy of Krishna or the spiritual energy of Krishna. Besides this, Krishna has his material energy. This material energy is constituting the material world. So this is also energy of Krishna. Everything in this material world, all matter is of the nature of material energy. So it is also energy of Krishna. Krishna says this in the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kham mano buddhirevacha ahankara iti yamme bhinna prakriti rashtadha. He says these are my separated energy consisting of 8 elements. Earth, water, fire, air, sky, mind, intelligence and false ego. These are the 8 elements of which the entire material existence or material universes are made of. It's simply a combination of these 8 elements. So in this way, Krishna has expanded himself, and he has also expanded his energies. So he is the original Supreme Person. That's why Mother Earth is offering the prayer, you are the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we will stop here and we'll continue in the next session. I'll take some questions now. The importance of ear is mentioned as the organ that awakens a sleeping man, Shravanam. How then reading Srila Prabhupada's books through eyes and contemplation through mind is akin to Shravanam? Shravanam is one way of actually performing devotional service, hearing about Krishna or hearing the glories of Krishna, hearing the pastimes of Krishna, hearing the Hare Krishna mantra, the holy name of Krishna, etc., etc. By reading Srila Prabhupada's books, we are also hearing Srila Prabhupada because it is recorded speaking. When Prabhupada speaks, it has been recorded by devotees in the form of this print. What are the books? Prabhupada is spoken into a dictaphone and that is actually recorded. Similarly, Vyasadeva is recorded in the Bhagavad Gita, the words of Krishna, what Krishna spoke to Arjuna. So Bhagavad Gita is nothing but the sound incarnation of Krishna. The sound incarnation of Krishna. So when somebody reads Bhagavad Gita, they are directly hearing from Krishna only, Krishna's words. They are hearing from Krishna only. Through the medium of the book, yes, through the medium of Krishna's words being recorded by Vyasadeva, they are hearing. So reading is also another form of hearing only. What about contemplation of the subject matter that we read or hear in our mind? That is also another type of devotional service only. That's called smaranam. Smaranam means contemplation in the mind. So the subject matter of contemplation should be what we have heard or what we have read or what we have seen with our eyes in the temple, or some picture of Krishna or some painting describing Krishna's pastimes which devotees are painted. Seeing through the eyes also, we can contemplate the subject matter of Krishna. So all these are varieties of devotional service, and all are actually equally effective. But however, still, hearing is the most effective. Hearing is the most effective. That's why in the list of 9 different ways in which bhakti can be rendered, this Shravanam is mentioned as the first. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. Shravanam is first and the foremost. And everybody should engage in the Shravanam particularly, that is stressed in the scriptures. Next question. Are the hearts of demigods purified? Now, demigods are engaged in pious activities, but depending on the motivation for their pious activities, they may be purified to different degrees. Most of the devatas generally have a desire to enjoy in this material world some power, some position, some controlling facility, etc. But demigods are always devotees of the Supreme Lord. They are always devotees. They are always Vaishnavas. So it is said in the scriptures, Vishnu Bhakta Smruto Daiva Asurastad Viparyayaha. Vishnu Bhakta, all devatas are Vishnu Bhaktas. They know Vishnu is the Supreme. They know they derive their power from Vishnu. They know Vishnu's position as the supreme ultimate controller, absolute controller. They know that. But still, their heart is not always completely cleansed. Some of them are pure devotees. Just like Brahma is a devata, but he is a pure devotee. Shiva is a devata, but he is a pure devotee. Yama is a pure devata, but he is a pure devotee. So, some of the devatas are pure devotees because their heart is completely pure. They don't desire anything in exchange for their service. But most of the other devatas who are not pure devotees, they have material desires. And Krishna does fulfill their material desires. But because they have material desires, they are not on the platform of pure devotional service. They are doing devotional service with some material motivation. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.